Hello Classic Crew, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be sharing 10 products every classic woman needs in her makeup bag. So I was thinking about the fact that I wanted to share with you guys the products that I've been using non-stop for, I don't know, 8 months now. Probably longer, some of these products, but that I've been using and absolutely loving. And it also made me think about the fact that there are certain products that you should have in your makeup bag, that every classic woman should have in her makeup bag. So what I thought would be fun would be to share with you 10 products you need in your makeup bag, but to share what my favorite version of those products is right now. Also, most of the products here, like 90% of them, are drugstore. So that is really nice too. So you can actually get them right at CVS or Walgreens, and it's really affordable. So I'm really excited to get into today's video. If you're not already following my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you want to get access to a ton of exclusive content not available anywhere else, head over to my Substack newsletter where you'll get access to my book club, exclusive articles, my podcast, and everything else. What I do on my Substack is a bit different than what I do here on my channel, so you're actually going to be getting a wide breadth of content, which is kind of fun. But now let's get into today's video. So the first thing that every classic woman needs in her makeup bag is some sort of primer. Now that can be a moisturizer, that can be a sunscreen, or it can be an actual primer. I think it's really important just to have something underneath your foundation. So if you have dry skin, a moisturizer would be great. If you use a foundation that doesn't have sunscreen in it, then you should be wearing a sunscreen. I have opted for an actual primer, and I am obsessed with it. When I bought it, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but the combination of this primer with the foundation that I use, or it's really a CC cream, is my absolute favorite. I absolutely love the way my skin looks. I like how long my makeup lasts. And by the way, everything that I'm using is, as far as I'm aware, safe for pregnancy. So what I've been using is the Neutrogena Glow Primer Plus Serum Hydro Boost with hyaluronic acid. So this, it looks almost like water, but it is slightly tacky when you drop it on the skin and you kind of rub it in. I use just 4 drops all over my face, and it makes my skin so dewy, and I think it makes my makeup last longer. So this is something I got at the drugstore. I absolutely love it. So definitely recommend having some sort of primer, moisturizer in your bag, and this is the one that I've been using non-stop. Number 2 is a foundation, a CC cream, or a skin tint. So based off of your skin type, you can make the best decision for what your kind of foundation should be. If you're somebody who has beautiful skin but just kind of wants to slightly even out your skin tone, then a skin tint or a CC cream would be great for you. If you're somebody who has a little more discoloration or wants to cover up acne or acne scars, a foundation will probably be better for you, or a CC cream that has good coverage. When my skin was kind of at its worst, I really liked full coverage foundations, but it's always very important to make sure that they are non-comedogenic, which means that they do not clog your pores. You don't want to get a full coverage foundation that makes you break out more. So nowadays, I do still get acne. I'm very open about that, but I have some scars and I do have some discoloration on my skin. So my absolute favorite product that I use all the time for everything is the Honest Beauty CC Cream. It's clean corrective with vitamin C. It's a tinted moisturizer with SPF 30. This also doesn't have a chemical SPF. It is a mineral SPF, which is why I like it for pregnancy. I love this stuff. I use it all the time. It has I would say this has about medium coverage, but it's buildable, so you can build up to not full coverage, but just a little bit more than medium. So if you were to use a really light layer of this, like half a pump, then you probably could get light coverage, but if you use just 1 pump, you'll get a medium coverage on your face. And it makes your skin look so flawless, so dewy, and with that primer, I get compliments on my skin all the time, and I don't think that my skin is very nice. I think that it is the combination of these two products that makes my skin look great. So this is what I recommend. I really like it, but finding a foundation or a base that works for you is the second item that you need in your makeup bag. Number 3 is some sort of concealer. So most of us have under eye bags. We're all busy. We're all not getting enough sleep probably. So having a good concealer is really, really nice. And you can also have a concealer for those blemishes that pop up or some scarring. So I have stuck with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer for years. I have a few other concealers that I sometimes go between. I have like a NARS one. I have a Charlotte Tilbury one, which I really like. Well, right now I have a Bobbi Brown one, but I'm going to switch back to the Charlotte Tilbury one if I decide to use that color corrector again. I'm assuming I will look even more tired once I have a newborn. But if you're looking for something affordable and great, I really recommend the Maybelline Fit Me. It's old, but it's great. It's something that's been at the drugstore for years, but it works really well. And it's super easy to blend in and apply. I use the shade 10 Fair, and I just think that having a concealer in your bag is gonna make you feel a lot more confident and is going to add to that really perfected complexion that looks really nice when you are going out and about. Okay, number 4 is an eyelash curler. It is really a huge thing to have an eyelash curler in your makeup bag, and I never even realized it until I got a good eyelash curler. When you put mascara on uncurled lashes, it can look okay, but you're not really gonna be able to see that you even have long lashes if they're pointing down or straight out. Having your lashes curled up is what makes them look long and is what makes your eyes look bigger. So I have recommended this on my channel ad nauseum, but I'm gonna do it again, and that is the Shiseido eyelash curler. It is expensive. This is not drugstore. I think it's about $20, but this is the kind of product that you never have to replace. So it's $20, but you keep it forever, and it's so good. It keeps my eyelashes curled all day. I don't know what the magic is. I don't know what they did, why it works that way, why it's better than a $5 one at the drugstore, which I've used before. So I know that they aren't as good, but this specific one is so good. So everything I'm talking about, by the way, will be linked in the description box below. Now, if you're gonna have a good eyelash curler, you should also have a mascara that you like. I'm not gonna count that as a separate thing. Eyelash curler, mascara, those go together. But I don't really have a mascara to recommend today just because I try new ones all the time. I have a bunch that I like, but I'm currently on the hunt for like a holy grail mascara that I would just be happy with without anything else. So I remember I really liked the Essence Lash Princess, but it's always hard to come by because everybody loves the Essence Lash Princess mascara. But that was one that I really enjoyed, and it's so affordable. Also, this baby in my belly is going nuts. Number 5 is some sort of setting powder. Most of us don't have a foundation that isn't going to move around if we don't set it down. So having some sort of setting powder that will go under your eyes to prevent creasing from your concealer and also just set down your makeup is a generally good idea. So I really like the number 7 Perfect Light Pressed Powder. I use the translucent shade, and it's super easy to apply. You just take a big fluffy brush, go in there and just kind of hit your whole face. Underneath my eyes, I'll use a tiny sponge and just kind of pat so I don't get creases. But I also tend to get creases under my eyes. If you're somebody who doesn't struggle with that, you may not have to be as deliberate. But just setting down your face and your foundation is going to make a big difference to how long your makeup lasts. And it takes like 2 seconds to do this step. Number 6 is some sort of bronzer and highlighter. Now I know these are a lot of steps, 10 steps in your makeup routine. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's actually not a lot. I can do my makeup in about 10 minutes. Really, I honestly can do my makeup in 10 minutes. Now, if I want to take longer, I can. But generally, if I need to get my face on in 10 to 15 minutes, I can do it quickly and easily, even with all of these steps. But the thing about using a bronzer and a highlighter, bronzer is more important than highlighter. But the reason that this is important is because when we put on foundation and want to even out our complexion, what can also happen is that we cover up all of the beautiful contours of our face that make us more attractive. And so you want to be able to bring those contours back into your face after you've kind of blotted everything out. So what I've been using lately is this bronzer highlighter thing from the brand Undone. I'd never seen this before, but I really like it. It has a couple warm bronzers and a couple beautiful highlighters, and it's called the Warm Up Bronzer. I really like this stuff. I think that it's really pretty. It applies really easily. But honestly, whatever bronzer works for you, whatever contour works for you, whatever highlight works for you. I just think this is really convenient because it's all together. So if you want to get something like this where you don't have to get a separate highlight, a separate bronzer, this just kind of cuts the thought process out of it. But that's why you would want to have a bronzer in your makeup bag when you are doing your makeup. Number 7 is blush. So that also goes hand in hand with kind of evening out your complexion. You're gonna wanna bring a little bit of life and pretty kind of pinkness to your face. Using the right color of blush on your face can really make you look absolutely beautiful. And so I like this Essence the blush in the shade Beloved. It's really pretty. It's super easy to apply as well. It doesn't go on like really intensely all at once. And it's, I don't know, $2, $3. But any blush that's the right shade for your complexion is going to make you look absolutely beautiful. Number 8 is some sort of lip balm. So you can definitely have lipsticks. You should have lipsticks. Those are fun and they can add some pizzazz to your makeup. But it's really important that your lips not be chapped when you put that lipstick on. So finding a chapstick or lip balm that you like can make a big difference. They have at Walgreens a chapstick that has a tint in it that I've been really liking, but I use this Vaseline Rosy Lips Lip Therapy every single day when I put on my makeup. I actually put this on before I do the rest of my makeup so that if my lips are a little bit dry, then they are moisturized by the end of the process. So having a chapstick in your bag, a lip balm in your bag, makes a really big difference and just keeps your lips looking hydrated. Number 9 is some sort of eyebrow gel. I'm lucky in that my eyebrows don't really need much product in them. I need to hold them in place, but I don't really need to fill them in. If you're somebody who doesn't want to invest a lot of time and effort into your brows, which I totally understand, then an eyebrow gel is really good for that because it can coat your eyebrows and give them a little bit more definition without you having to spend a bunch of time on them. So I've been using the Wow Brow from e.l.f. I only just recently came across it, but I really like it. It's inexpensive. It holds my brows in place all day, and it adds just a little bit of color to my brows for any bald spots that I have. So if you are somebody who's looking for something to hold your brows in place, because most of us do have unruly eyebrows, and an eyebrow gel is really good for that, and finding your right shade is really important. Last but not least is some sort of eyeshadow. Now, this isn't totally necessary. You can use your bronzer. You can even use your blush if you want to. You could use your highlight if you want to. All 3 of those things you can use as eyeshadows, and that would be absolutely fine. But if you want to have just a little extra pizzazz in your makeup bag, having an eyeshadow that you really like can make you feel pretty. So there's a few different options for that. You can get a palette, you can get a single eyeshadow, you can get a cream eyeshadow. If you get a palette, you'll have a bunch of different options. You can play around. If you get a single eyeshadow, if that's what you like, then it's just easy and natural to apply. And if you want a cream shadow, so it's even simpler and you can just put it on with your finger, then that also makes sense. I'm just gonna share one of my favorite eyeshadows that I can put on with literally nothing else, and I love it. And that is from Lorac. So this is actually a 3-set. One of the pieces in it, one of the shadows in it shattered, so I had to just throw that part out. But the rosé shade in this Lorac Pro palette, this teeny tiny Lorac Pro palette, I'll just go in with my finger and apply this all over the lid, blend it out a little bit with a brush, and that's it. And that's the entire look. And I love it, and it looks really pretty. So finding one shadow to add to your bag can just be a nice little addition to your makeup bag, or finding a palette. As somebody who likes doing my eyeshadow, I have probably too many palettes, but I enjoy using them and kind of switching it up for the season, all that kind of thing. So having that in your bag is just like a little nice thing that you don't necessarily need, but is just nice to have. So those are the 10 beauty products that every classic woman should have in her makeup bag, and these are my favorite versions of those products. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and let me know in the comments, what are some of your favorite beauty products? I'd love to hear. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe. And I would love if you would consider heading over to my Substack, where you can get access to all of that exclusive content I mentioned earlier. If you're not already following me on social media, it's at Classically Abby, absolutely everywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.